birth story? Well, I was born around when the Somali Civil War was happening, and my mother, my mother couldn't go to the hospital, so she had to like have me in my grandfather's living room. And when she was doing that, like they were the reason why she did that was because like she couldn't go to the hospital because the hospital was like a couple of miles away, and they were shooting people outside the house in the neighborhood. So it was too dangerous to take my mother anywhere. So they had to fend off people who were trying to kill us while my mother was giving birth to me on the floor of my grandfather's house. But it was a little bit more on the lines of like clans fighting one another, I guess. They all started off with one clan hating the other clan, and then I guess it spiraled to the point that it's every man for himself now. The hate started off with just one person or one group hating another group. This basically was totally between my father and my mother, but because I'm not necessarily too knowledgeable on the subject, but all I know is that from what I heard is that it started off with one group of people hating another group of people, and then just went off to basically, I'm guessing, just every man for himself. Like I said, now they just want to kill for money, for anything now. So we have nothing anymore.
What age did you come over to America?
Around 3 or 4. We fled from Somalia to Kenya, and my mother had my brother and my 2 sisters, and then I wasn't there for my second sister when she was born, but I was there for a brief moment when my third sister, or first sister basically, was born, and me and my brother left, I don't know, like during, I'm not sure when it was, but like how it happened was we're in we're in an apartment of some sort, and around like midnight or past midnight, like dad wakes me up and like wakes up my other brother, and then we just immediately back. I had no idea where we were going. So my father takes us from our mother, and I guess I didn't like the idea of leaving because it was so sudden. I didn't think I was gonna. I thought we were all gonna go to America all together, but apparently we couldn't afford it, I guess. So he took us without knowing at all what was going on, and then gave me and my brother to my uncle, and we went to Massachusetts after that. Also, what I was gonna tell you earlier, that what my mother told me was that while she was like fleeing from from Somalia, and going to Kenya, she told me, I quote, that she was walking over dead bodies in her backyard. Wow, she just gave birth to me, stuff like that. And I, for some reason, when I was leaving Kenya, I remember jumping in a Jeep for some reason. I don't know why. Like yeah, some sort of vehicle that looked like a Jeep. I didn't know what a Jeep was, but it kind of looks like that after I got older. And I realized that was a sort of vehicle that was I was on while I was going to the airport. It was strange. But she was telling me all these dead bodies just lying on the ground, and she was just getting over them. That's crazy.
So your mother had to walk over dead bodies.
Her neighbors, yeah, people that she walked to, like had conversations with, like in like the grocery store and stuff like that. That's crazy. Like imagine like all the people that you live next to, whatever, next door, and they just get over them and stuff like, oh, that was so and so from down the street.
Do you feel like it's symbolic that she just gave birth to you and then
Yes. Oh my gosh. I should definitely write a book. I should definitely write a book. I don't know. Yeah, you're definitely right. Life for a death for a life. Yeah. Crazy. I was around death, and I was giving birth to. And I was not the only one either. My sister had the weirder upbringing as well. Like her birth was really weird too. Like the doctor in Kenya did not like let her. Well, apparently, because she was telling me yesterday for some reason, she was like, "Oh, mom told me that when she was giving birth to me, that the doctor didn't even let her, because she was in Nairobi, so the doctor didn't even let her, like, because she couldn't afford the hospital bills. So while she was in labor, they kicked her out of the hospital. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? The way the whole clan, is set up is that if your father is a specific clan, like I'm an Otubla, right? And if I get married, my kids are gonna be Otublas because I'm a dominant gene, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad was an Otubla. That means that every of my other siblings are all Otublas. That's how it works.
And what was your mother?
She was in my J10.
So there was two clans.
The J10s and Otubla are pretty close to each other. They're pretty cool, I guess, amongst themselves. But I don't know what other clans are out there. All I know is that Otublas and J10s and others. My grandmother was something else. I don't know I can't remember what her clan was. But yes, like it's
So
pretty.
your parents' clans were allies, and the rival clan is the next sibling clan?
I guess the whole thing was about power, and the other clan that were trying to kill everybody off and stuff like that, who apparently started the war, um, was I'm guessing trying to obtain power, and apparently my clan is pretty powerful, and they're trying to kill him off. She was in labor, and they were shooting at the windows and here and there, and there was not really like I always heard that when a mother or woman is trying to like basically give birth, it's supposed to be like a very comfortable area kind of thing. It has to be like, because if you do that, then it kind of like messes with the whole like laboring process. Is that like true somewhere? Like it has to be in a very comforting kind of place. It's not too loud kind of thing. And your mother has to like be, and she wasn't even in the bed. She didn't even give birth to me in a bed. She gave birth to me probably on the floor or a couch, a comfortable couch like that. I think. She told me the way my mother explained to me about how it happened was that she couldn't leave the house, and like my grandfather was trying to like, I'm guessing, defend her, trying to fend off whoever was shooting at the house, and after she gave birth to me, I'm guessing, I don't know what happened to the people who were shooting at the house. I don't know what happened to them. I have to ask my mother after I get home. But what happened was like they cut off all the water supplies. So I've heard that, like, so my mother told me, like, they cut off all the water supplies, and they're supposed to bathe the infant after like all the blood and stuff like that, right? So my uncle, he bathed me in the toilet. Yes, so that's why.